All right. So this video is going to be about all this random shit that I drew over here. Okay, what is that? What is that about? All right. So in one of the videos that I made, it's about major scales and how they come from a certain pattern, right? Certain pattern and orientation of whole steps. At least that's how I think about it. It's mainly whole steps. Okay. Now, these squares that you see up here, right? Those are the two. Well, that's one whole tone scale. This other group of squares over here, that is the other whole tone scale that you find on the keyboard. All right. So let's take a look at what they look like on the keyboard. All right. So the first group that we just saw, or the unequal group, okay, this group right here looks like that. 3 black keys, 3 white keys. That's this. All right. That's the equal group because it got an equal amount of black notes and white notes. 3 and 3. That makes up a whole scale of 6 notes in total, which is exactly half of all the notes that we use in Western music. All right. That's half of the whole tone scale. Okay. The other half is this right here, 4 and 2. There's more white notes than it is black notes. So that's why it's the unequal group. Okay. And they sound exactly the same in the fact that they're both whole tone scales. And all the intervals are the same. It's all whole tones, but they're just opposite. Okay. So all the notes that are not in this scale are in the other scale, and vice versa. Okay. Now, all this shit. Okay. What the hell is that? Well, again, I like to draw these shapes because it helps me to distinguish. It helps me like superimpose these shapes over the keyboard so I can ignore everything else. All right. So when I'm at the keyboard and I need to play the first 3 notes of a major scale, it helps if I have a shape to follow, okay, based on where I start. So if I start here, it helps if I just know that there's a line that goes across these 3 black keys. I just imagine that as a shape, and I can ignore everything else for a second and just picture that shape. Or this shape, for example. Boom, 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 doom. If I have, these are kind of like Tetris pieces in my mind, as I'm playing through the major scale. These individual notes form these blocks in my mind that make up half, like one portion of the major scale. So when I have a major scale that starts on one of these notes in this whole tone group, it helps to be familiar with these little shapes. You don't have to memorize them or anything, but like this one, right? So boom, boom, boom. If I need to play a major scale starting on A flat, it will help for me to be able to see that shape, so that I don't mess up when I'm trying to play my 3 notes, my 3 whole tone notes, so that I can just go 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Just helps to be able to see that shape. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Now, when I go up my half step, that's the other whole tone group. I'm not using all those notes. I'm just 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna play some notes. 4 notes from that are whole tone notes, right? And it will help for me to have played through the patterns and see the whole tone patterns, particularly this one. Okay. Boom. This is 4 notes, so that's why that says 4 right there. Is each one of these is a group of 4 notes. In this case, dum, 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 dum. We'll look at what that is on the keyboard. So I started with A flat, right? Started with this A flat, that shape, you know, boom, boom, boom. That's that shape, right? Boom, boom, boom. Now I gotta go up. That's my connection between the two different whole tone groups. So now from here I gotta do 4, 5, 6, 7 is all that other shape. Doom, doom. Oh, you know, I didn't draw it again, you know, so I'd have to go over here. That's why I drew all these shapes, so that you know, boom, it goes down, boom, like that. Then I just start where I ended. Cool. And when you put those two fragments together, all right, that one right there, which is the first 3 notes, and that one right there, which is the last 4 notes, then you get the A flat major scale. All right, so I'm going to write them out here so that we can see what it looks like combined. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our half step. 5, 6, 7. Let me draw it out a little bit better. Okay, these are black keys. Oops, that's a white key. I'm tripping. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Those are all whole steps, half steps. So I'm not going to draw a line there for now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I can put a 1 up here again. All right. So this shape is what I'm seeing on the keyboard, so that I can just focus on the scale and see it easier visually, rather than getting distracted or confused by the other notes on the keyboard. I mean, there's white notes here, there's a white note there, there's some black keys over here. It's like, dude, I don't need to see all that shit. It's irrelevant for me playing the A flat major scale. I want to just be able to see the scale. So that's how I'm trying to think about it. All right, just like that. Cool, so I hope that explains all those freaking diagrams that I drew on the board. Again, this is just so that you can recognize the shapes in their different orientations, because these 2 notes can go over here, you know. This 1 note can go over here, and then you have 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. And that's, what freaking shape is that? That one. That one's the one I was just saying. But anyway, yeah. You don't have to memorize these or anything. Just be able to sort of like visually see these fragments on the keyboard. On the keyboard when you're playing. Okay, when you're trying to start on a given note and play the major scale that goes with that note, then you know you'll be able to figure things out more easily. Figure out key signatures, figure out chords, figure out the numbers, all that stuff. Okay, hope that helps. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions.